What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here today for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and we're going to begin to get into episode 2 of the Obi-Wan Kenobi Disney Plus series. This episode starring Ewan McGregor, Kumail Nanjian, Flea, Moses Ingram, Vivian Lyra Blair, Rupert Friend, Sun Kane, Raya Kielstedt, and Hayden Christensen. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. As I said at the top of the show, we're going to get into episode 2 now of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series exclusive to Disney Plus. If you joined me at the top of the hour for episode 1 and are back, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. If you're just coming in, I would pause, go back and watch my review of episode 1 so you kind of know what's going on if you haven't already seen it before I get into episode 2. With the Obi-Wan Kenobi series airing on a weekly basis on Disney Plus, I'm going to be coming to you every week to give my thoughts on each episode. So hopefully you guys can buckle in, join me for these, and enjoy. Let's get into it. Now, as episode 2 opens, Obi-Wan Kenobi has tracked the kidnappers of Princess Leia to the planet of Daiyu. Once there, Obi-Wan begins to question the local citizens in order to find out if anybody has seen Leia. A kid sees Obi-Wan and tells him that he can take him to a Jedi named Haja Esti, who can help him. Obi-Wan goes and seeks out Haja Esti, and he discovers that Haja is a fraud. However, being as how he's a local to the planet, he still asks him if he knows where Leia could possibly be. Obi-Wan follows Haja Esti's directions, but he ends up finding a dummy of Leia inside of a prison cell, where he is ambushed by Vet Norku's gang, who says that the third sister, whose name we discover is Reva, will be arriving shortly. Obi-Wan is able to defeat Norku's gang and then finds Leia inside of a different cell. Obi-Wan rescues her and takes her to a completely different part of the city in order to escape the gang. Having figured out Reva's plan, the Grand Inquisitor stops her and has the fourth sister and the fifth brother shut down the spaceports in the city, stating that he will find Obi-Wan Kenobi himself. But Reva doesn't listen to him and instead decides to message every bounty hunter within the city in order to have them attempt to capture Obi-Wan. However, after finding out that Obi-Wan has a bounty on his head, Leia runs away from Obi-Wan thinking that he is in fact the real kidnapper. Obi-Wan chases Leia across the rooftops, and bounty hunters start firing at them, with Reva in hot pursuit. Leia jumps off the roof, and Obi-Wan saves her by using the Force, thereby gaining her trust. So earlier in the episode, Obi-Wan had tried to convince Leia that he knew her father, that he was a Jedi, and she asks him to make her float using the Force. And because Obi-Wan, as we know, has been trying to keep low-key in order to hide from the Galactic Empire, he refuses to use the Force and out himself as a Jedi. But in this situation, he had to do it or else she would have perished. Obi-Wan and Leia then run into Haja Esti, who gives them directions to a cargo port where they can safely depart the planet. After learning where they are going from Haja, Reva arrives at the cargo port, but is stopped from searching the port by the Grand Inquisitor. Now, after assuming for the last 10 years that Anakin Skywalker was dead, Obi-Wan is told by Reva that he is still alive. Reva then stabs the Grand Inquisitor, giving just enough time for Obi-Wan and Leia to escape on a transport ship heading to Mapuzo, with Obi-Wan quietly saying the words, Anakin, over and over. The closing shot of the episode is Darth Vader awakening inside of a Bacta tank. Now, for those of you that know your Star Wars lore, a Bacta tank is what Luke Skywalker is in The Empire Strikes Back. After he has escaped the Wampa cave and Han has rescued him from the freezing, after putting him inside the Tauntaun to keep him warm, and they get rescued the next morning, they put him into a Bacta tank to kind of help him heal his wounds, etc. So that is what we see Vader in the final shot of this episode. It's a great way to kind of tie Luke and Anakin together. This one definitely had a little bit more action to it than the first episode, but it was still a lot of exposition because we had to get the big reveal there at the end that Anakin is still alive, and Obi-Wan didn't know. Because we still have 4 episodes left, we know there's going to be confrontations between Vader and Obi-Wan. There has to be. And this kind of sets that in motion because we see Vader awaken in this tank. So we can only assume. I know what happens when we assume, but we got to assume that come the next episode, we're going to get Vader in full regalia there, and he'll be in his full outfit after being removed from the Bacta tank. I'm very curious to see where the series goes from here. The first 2 episodes were phenomenal. However, I'm not going to rate them. Like I said, episode 1, I'm going to save the rating for the series overall at the end. However, for those of you that have seen it, what did you think of episode 2? Those of us that have followed the Star Wars series, we all know that Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, is alive. But what did you think about the way they worked it into the storyline and Obi-Wan's reaction after feeling like his brother was dead for all these years? Let me know. Leave your thoughts and comments over here if you're watching the premiere. Leave your thoughts and comments down here if you're watching on demand. Remember, I'll be able to respond to you better, engage with that conversation that I'm always asking for, if you leave your thoughts and comments down here. But either way it goes, let me know what you think. Are you looking forward to episode 3? Were you turned off by the first 2 episodes? Let's discuss this, because I'm curious to see where the story is going to go from here. And I hope you guys are too. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, where I take a look at the sequel to yesterday's Journey to the Center of the Earth, Journey to the Mysterious Island, starring Dwayne Johnson, Josh Hutcherson, Vanessa Hudgens, Michael Caine, Luis Guzman. You're not going to want to miss out on that one. Right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel. Right back here on another all-new installment of Renegades Reviews. Thank you guys for tuning in, all my loyal fans and viewers out there. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's try to boost me up in the YouTube algorithms. Share this video with your family, your friends, other Star Wars fans, other movie fans, other cinephiles. Let's try to get up there in the algorithms so I can eventually get monetized by the end of the year. That is my goal. Thank you to all of you guys that tuned in today. I appreciate it, and I will see you guys next time.